Welcome. You're now locked into another episode.
Let's go!
Of the Bear and Tails podcast, bringing you your weekly injection of gaming.
Let's go!
Content creation and overall nonsense.
What just fucking happened, bro?
Coming straight from their live streams on Twitch to your headphones at home.
Big time energy.
Let's go!
Let's begin.
Hey! What is going on, everybody? Episode 9 of the Bear and Tails podcast. I'm your co-host, Bad Bear Gamer. With me, as always, is the lovely co-host, Sweet Tails. Tails, how are you?
I'm making weird faces. Episode 9 already. Holy shit, dude.
Isn't that nuts? We're almost to episode 10.
Ew.
I feel like we should do something exciting for episode 10.
Yeah, we should. I still can't believe it's almost halfway through the year already. I feel like it was just Christmas, dude. Like, this is weird.
Yeah, being in May. It's gonna
be May.
I made a TikTok about that. Yeah, it's crazy to me that how quickly everything is just flying by, and you know, everything from like winter's officially over to now we're getting into like actual summer and summer weather, and what's that gonna feel like and be like. It's just crazy.
I'm gardening.
You're gardening?
I planted a strawberry plant, my first plant ever. I have a garden box in my new home, and it wilted the next day, but it's hanging in there. It's starting to get back up again because I had to transplant it. So I don't know. I'm just nervous. I'm like, I hope I don't kill it. I hope I don't kill this garden. Like, I don't know. Should be fun though.
I love
know.
it,
Gardening's it's just nice now that I have my own yard to like make it look nice. And we definitely have one of the nicest houses on the block.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm outside doing yard
bougie
work.
Now.
No, but it's just they came like this. The people that own this house before me took immaculate care of it. Like the guy was literally, the father was out in the yard 24/7. Like people knew their house on the street because he was out there. Sure. He's got hedges. I got to cut the bushes and stuff. But like people comment our yard all the time, and I'm just like, thank you. Thank you. It's nice. But
when are we going to get the IRL stream of you just out there gardening? That's what we need.
You want to watch me spread cow manure all over my garden?
We want that
bed?
green thumb. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. When we grew up, there was one house on the block that for sure, like for whatever reason, and not only were there like flowers and hedges always properly trimmed, but like to the point where like their lawn mowing was done in like a design, like not just back and forth, but like circular around the tree, so it made like a bullseye type effect. You know what that reminds me of? The guys that cut people's hair. I don't know why. You know when they do designs on designs
people's side of their head, like
high end barbers type things.
Yeah. That's what it reminds me of. When people do that to their lawns, it reminds me of the people that do the designs in their heads. I don't.
Maybe I need some of that. Maybe I need some designs in my hair. That's what.
You know what? You would rock the shit out of that. I just want a big old peen right on your side of your head.
I don't think I want a peen, but I think
it would look great.
Yo, I'll tell you what. No. I already got too much on the line. We're not doing that. I already told my community if we ever hit when we hit 5,000 subs, I'm going to get a tattoo of my logo on me. I can't keep setting benchmarks of different tiers. Like at 4,000 subs, I'm going to get something shaved into my head. We can't keep doing this. You got to stop because it will nonstop keep going. I don't think I've ever set like a sub goal that's been crazy. I don't have any tattoos, so I don't know about getting a tattoo, but it would be pretty cool if I did get like a T somewhere. Yeah. Or like something. I don't know. I think that's really cool for you though, because you already have. I do. Yeah. I got 6 tattoos on me. So, I mean, at this point, you know, we're already fully committed to this, and this is becoming a chapter in my life. So, you know, if for whatever reason, 20 years from now, we're not doing this anymore, it's still a chapter of my life and a story to tell. And it's not just. It means something. Yeah, exactly. You're probably wondering why I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know I was talking to Bear before we started this podcast is like, you know, every week, you know, we give you guys really good laughs and everything. But, you know, sometimes it's harder than other times just because depending on what you have going on in your life, sometimes you have a good days and you got bad days. And I've just been having some bad days recently. So I'm just I'm in a rut right now, but I think it's important to acknowledge the fact that, you know, we are human beings. We're not perfect. So, you know, I go through things just as much as anybody else does. And so does Bear. And so, you know, and it is what it is. And it's not something I'm ashamed of at all or anything, but I just have to remind myself, you know, Bear's one of my really good friends, and we always talk outside of the podcast. He's always there for me and help me to get through some of these things because,
you know, on the outside, you guys are all seeing this whole thing unfold, but it's really hard to see what's going on behind the scenes. And life gets stressful sometimes, you know, and I suffer from anxiety and depression, and that will kick in full gear depending on what's going on in my life and what's happening. So I'm here with you guys, and I promise we're gonna have a really awesome podcast. But you know what I mean? I think it's important to
it's an honesty episode, right? Where we, especially when you are on the entertainment side of content creation and you dial it up to 11 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's natural. Like, you're just in a great mood and it's easy to flip that switch, and that could go on runs where, hey, listen, this has been a great month. But to your point, yeah, there's other sides of that spectrum. When you have so much positivity and vibrance that comes out of one side, unfortunately, usually there is the other side, and that also can last a day, a few days, a week, and hopefully never a month. But there has been runs where it sucks. I mean, but I guarantee you people listening to this are going through, I mean, not only with things like COVID and what everything 2020 brought to the table, and obviously all the complexity that came with that from the mental aspect of people losing their jobs, people being isolated, people being removed from friends or not able to travel to see family. Like, there's just so much shit that went on that I think it's tough. That, yeah, it's important to remember we're not human, or we are human. We're not perfect. And shit, I mean, we go through the same type of stuff on a regular basis all the damn time.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because I think this is valuable. How do you personally handle it when it comes?
Horribly. Like, that's where I'm in right now. It's been like 3 days, dude, and I'm like, you know what it is? I canceled stream yesterday. I didn't want to, but I did, because I know a lot of people wanted to celebrate with their moms, and I was just like, for me, I'm such a go getter. Mm-hmm. So when for me, when I have to cancel something, when I really, like, I don't know, when I have to cancel something when I really don't want to, and I wish I did, but taking days off for me do not come easy. So that feeds into it. I feel like I'm out of touch with my community. It's been like 3 days. That's it. And for me, like, because I have so much going on, I haven't been as active in my Discord as I usually am. And I know that if I'm not active and not in there as much, that, you know, some people might not either come around anymore and stuff. And the community is everything to me. Like, that's my number one. So when I feel like I'm losing touch with that, that affects me, even though I'm probably not, and I'm overreacting. And I know I'm overreacting because my moderators tell me all the time, you know, take a day for yourself, take 2 days for yourself. You need to. It just, I feel like I don't know. And it's a numbers game for me too, and where I want to be and my goals. And I just, it always happens this way where I will just get in a rut for like 3-4 days, or sometimes it can be a whole week, or I can go in a rut for 1 day. And I'm horrible at managing it, because I'm the type of person, when I'm going through something like that, I separate and seclude myself even more. Mm-hmm. I want to be in my own bubble. I'll stay off my phone, even though I know today's Monday, which is the busiest social media day. I should be posting a new post. I should be working on my thumbnail for tomorrow for YouTube. I should be getting stuff ready for stream tomorrow. Like, I should be on my TikTok getting those clips right, like everything. And I just don't have the motivation to do it. And most of the time I'm on, but like, I'm just not in that mental state right now. And it sucks, because when I know that I'm behind and I don't do those things, it makes it worse. It's like a vicious circle. And so everything's great on the outside looking in. I mean, no. Everything is great on the outside. You know, you can see what's going on. We just, you know, we got sponsored by Corsair. Fantastic. We have some other good big announcements coming soon. But to really get to the core of it, as a streamer, it's very hard. It is very hard to be a streamer.
We talked about that. So on Friday, we got a chance. It was me, you, and Cruz playing Warzone. And we talked a little bit about this, just under the concept of it's 24 hours, 7 days a week. Like, there's no weekends for it. Like, on weekends and days, our days off that you don't see us streaming, we line these things packed full with content stuff that needs to get done. To your point, we need to prep for the next week. We need to be editing on 6 different platforms and making sure that we have stuff ready to post. And guess what? I spend 8 hours editing and cutting posts to drop it all, just to have to refill that and say, all right, I need to spend another 8 hours on the next load. Like, it just always is going. There is very little break. And then the second that we take a break for ourselves, you start feeling guilty because of everything you're just talking about, is because we're so
I feel like you're going to go
giving.
backwards.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear, is going backwards. And just to let you guys in a little bit more, just because this is a podcast and we'll talk about it. You know, my viewer average is great. My whole goal is to hit over 1,000 viewers average, and we're above that, and it's fantastic. But sometimes it goes backwards, and when that goes backwards, it sucks. We've been hitting under 1,000, which we have not hit under 1,000 for a couple months, and it started happening a little bit recently, like during stream where it will dip under 1,000. And listen, guys, I am beyond blessed and so happy the fact that I'm even close to 1,000 viewers, because I know there are a lot of streamers out there that are grinding their ass off to even get to that point. So please don't take this the wrong way at all whatsoever. I'm just as much as a streamer as you are. We all have goals. Some might look different than others. Mine might just be bigger because of the scale that I'm on, but we still have goals. And when those goals are not happening, it still is like, it can demotivate me. It can demotivate anybody to just be like, what's going on? It doesn't, one of the ways to reassure that what we're doing is right and we're on the right path is our numbers. It's always important, because that's how we evaluate, our career, like any career that you're in, whatever you're making salary wise, your hours you're working, et cetera, et cetera. So for me, dipping under 1,000 viewers hit me pretty hard, and it was a very weird week. I know Twitch had some outages, and some other big stuff was going on, and I know that will affect my numbers, absolutely. But then it makes me like, then you start to doubt yourself.
Yeah, well, and
I don't, and like I'm saying, like, I don't want to come off, I'm not being like, I'm
woe
under
is
1,000
me.
viewers. I'm not, that's not it, guys.
It's not a pity party. It's an honesty.
900 viewers are amazing, but this is why I don't talk about it, because people will take your words and twist it. I will be happy with 800 viewers. I love you guys. Absolutely. But when you have goals and you're trying to get there and you are doing this, but then you do this, you have to realistically look at what you're doing and say, why is this happening? Like any business, like anything, like, why are you making this money and say you don't make the same money next month? Like, what's going on to the difference? And that's what I have to peel back and be like, all right, how can right now I'm in the like depressed, like this is not the only reason. I have a lot of other personal stuff going on, but for me right now, I'm in my like low moment, but I know in a couple days it will kick into high gear, and that's when I'll start to peel it back and be like, all right, here we go. What can I do better? What do I need to do to get there? Because I'm a big girl. I've always dust myself off and gotten back up again. I'm just waiting for those days to kick in, but I'm not there yet. I'm still in my lull.
Well, that's I mean, it happens across the board. And to your point, it's not necessarily about the larger numbers. It's just numbers in general. I mean, on our side in March, I was averaging 96 viewers per stream.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, shit, in April, a realistic goal for us would be to push above. We took a huge step back in April, right? And in April, we were down at 80. And then in May, late April, May, I don't remember what time frame, we had a couple where, to your point, midstream, it was dripping down into the 50s, which... And
let me ask you, does it get you, like...
100%.
It hurts, right?
And I know there are truthers out there who will try to say, and they preach by it, you got to turn your numbers off, don't let it affect you. You have to. You have to leave that on, because that's part of the experience, is knowing where are things at. And to your point, potentially the ability to adjust on the fly to say, all right, what's happening this stream? I've had moments where the vibes were off with the people that we were playing with. I saw my viewership drop, and I left those people midstream to go join other people politely, not just like, fuck you guys, no, being like, all right, we got to mix this up. So I go play with somebody else and see if the numbers will come back up, or switch games, or do something.
I remember that grind. I mean, it's always a grind, but I remember when I was at 100 viewers and trying to figure out, like, because you have to, as much as you want to do your own thing, you also have to somewhat cater to what's going on and getting yourself out there and what games you're playing. And it's just, there's no perfect science, guys. Unless you are a huge streamer and you can do whatever you want. I mean, even I'm starting to have that privilege, like we talked about before, to be able to play games that I want to play and still have a larger following or some people watching me. But I'm still confined to the games I play. I mean, I'm even at a point now where I am known more for my just chatting. My TikTok is taking off with my just chatting clips, not my gaming clips anymore. My sense of humor, me just sitting there and talking, you know, and then when I'm sitting there and talking, I can pull awesome views when I'm unboxing and doing stuff. And as soon as I switch over to any video game, like say Warzone, which isn't necessarily always the case, we held good numbers on Friday, like, you know, we were all playing, and I've held good numbers with Warzone, but any other game, there is always a drop off.
There is.
You know, and so then I'm like, okay, so then do I need to cater more to the just chatting? And overall, anytime I know I'm not going backwards, because every streamer has their ups and downs. But when I have those downs, it hits harder than normal. And on top of my depression and my anxiety, it feeds into it. I'm just waiting for the day where I'm like back up again. Yep. If that makes any sense.
100%. I get it. I get it. I mean, for me, what I do when I hit those ruts, when I hit those like moments, those stretches where you're just like, fuck everything. Number one is, to your point, there's always that day or two that I'm in it. And there's nothing that can happen that's going to push me out of it. It just is what it is.
Netflix, laundry.
Exactly. Exactly. But the moment that I start to change, usually what I try to do is try to say, all right, what's one thing that I can focus on? What's one area of either my personal life or in the business side and the content side that I can focus on and just say, this is going to get 100% of my attention. And this is going to get 100% of my focus to try to get my mindset back and get that back on track. Because if that's back on track, the rest of this should start falling. I'll start finding, you know, if I'm able to say my goal this week is to make sure that I get the TikToks out when they need to get out, not missing a day where there's only one or no TikToks, every single one out. Well, hopefully by me sitting here editing that, I find the motivation to say, all right, let's get the YouTube, let's get the Instagram, let's get this, and slowly start to get back into that full pace. But it is, and it's real. I mean, and it's never ending. But we are humans just like everybody else.
We have our good days, we have our bad days, guys. It is what, you know, we're not perfect. We all have these moments, you know, a lot of tears in the background, a lot of, you know, dealing with these things, and we all handle it differently. And overall, you know, it doesn't make us bad people. It's just, we're human, and sometimes it's just important, and we want to just talk about it really quickly because mental health is huge in the gaming industry. And all around, you know,
we got personal stuff. We got families, we got relationships, we got friendships, we got things that are impacting us that you might not even see. Hey, you know, I had a fight with so-and-so, my mom, let's say, whatever, right before I went live. You don't see that. All you see is me trying to cover that up because I flipped the switch and I can't be that person on stream. So
you don't see when you have 10 of your supposed closest friends defriend you and completely leave you.
Yep.
You don't see those things, do you? No, because we can't. We don't talk about, like, I mean, I'm not getting into it, but you know, it is all the
stuff that's behind the scenes that we try to keep behind the curtain because it's not quote unquote good. That's why this is such a good outlet for that, is to let you guys know, hey, this is us. Like, this is real. This is life and shit. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll give you some exciting stuff though. We'll go on a positive note.
Give me some exciting stuff.
Get this. So I went back, right, and I was trying to look at stuff from the podcast, some data from it. As we approach episode 10, I want to start recapping some stuff that's out there. Right now, Are we gonna get drunk?
Are we gonna get drunk for episode 10? That would be fun.
We might.
I'm a lightweight. I can get drunk in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's absolutely possible. Audio episode, or for audio downloads through episode 8, we have 8,800. So it's actually 8,867. On YouTube, we have 8.8 as well. It's like 8807 or something like that thousand. So that's over 16,000, almost 17,000 downloads and listens from 8 episodes between YouTube and audio. How nuts is that?
That is awesome. You guys, come on, let's go.
We crossed over, as of last week, 1,000 subscribers out on YouTube, which has been a completely 100% organic, which is insanity to me.
Yeah.
So thank you guys, everyone who's supporting us there. If you guys like the video aspect, obviously YouTube's the great channel for that. But then I found the stat that blew my mind. I love this.
Blow my mind. Let's go.
It's the most ridiculous stat, but it needs to be here.
Okay.
As of today, which we're recording this on Monday, May 10th. I know this won't hit till Wednesday, but
Yeah.
we're the number 50th largest comedy podcast in Greece.
What?
Let's go.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so of all the apparently we got some people in Greece that listen to us. So
Let's go, Greece. 50. We'll take it.
we're number 50 of all the comedy podcasts.
Out of
Podcasts are-
50 comedy podcasts, we're 50.
well, no, it's out of the top 100 or something like that. We're number
Are you
50.
sure it's not like out of the top 50?
100%. 100%. No. This is all podcasts that are listed as a comedy podcast. We're number 50 in Greece. We used to be, it gave me the list of the other ones. We're no longer ranked in them. I never found this website before, but we were like on like the Netherlands. We were on a Germany one at one point. We've never been on the US. We've never been on Canada. We've never been on UK, which my guess is those are the three like largest audio
the big
markets.
ones. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a handful of these smaller kind of countries and smaller markets that we've been.
Hey, Greece.
What's
How you
up?
doing, Greece?
I wonder how many people we have in Greece. You know what I mean? Who's
Comment
listening?
below on YouTube if you guys are from Greece.
I
I don't
freaking
even know
love
how
it.
to say hi in Greek.
I don't know. I was trying to think about that. Like what?
Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri.
Hi, Hillary.
How do you say hi in Greece? She just said fuck you. She did not. She just disappeared. She don't care. Well, thanks so much, Siri. Anyways,
You guys,
All right.
to our community out in Greece, we want to say thank you. We're doing big things apparently.
big things in Greece.
And speaking of hearing from you guys, we do have a review, so I'm going to drop the drop and we're going to read this review.
What did you write?
It must be a good review.
Hey, what did you write?
Is it bad?
And now, a review from you.
Do. All right, we've got a review. Oh my god, come on, eyeballs, work for me today, okay? From Danis.
I didn't know if it was Danis, Dana S potentially.
I think
maybe?
it's Dana because Dana is Dana, so I think it's
Yeah.
Danis. That rhymes with anus, though. I don't know how.
I'm pretty sure it's not anus.
I'm kidding. I
Either
don't think it is.
Danus or Dana S.
Danus.
I don't
I
know.
go for anus short.
I like
That's
it.
like his nickname. I'm just kidding. I'm
I like it.
totally messing. You know we're joking. Love your name. It's definitely what nationality is that? It's definitely like I don't know.
Maybe
I
it's
think I
Greek.
sometimes know
Is it
what I'm
Greek?
saying. Is it Greek? Are you Greek?
Yo, how sweet would that be?
That would be awesome. All right. Danos. Hilarious, fun, and informative comment. Seagull laughing the entire time. This podcast is an extra hour of fun and shenanigans out of the Twitch streams. They keep you up to date on gaming, have fun debates, and play hilarious games. Their energy is absolutely what everyone needs in life. Great podcast, Bear and Tails. Hoi.
You guys, thank you for the positive feedback. You guys know we talk about it every week. The reviews on this absolutely help us climb the charts. We're over like 70 something reviews out on Apple, a handful of them out on Google as well.
By the way, he wrote Hoya. It was not me just saying that.
Correct.
Well,
No,
he
it's
wrote,
part of the review,
Oh yeah. It was part of the review. I'm just saying.
which I love. But you guys, thank you so much for all of that. Seriously, it helps the channel so much with everything that we're trying to do and how we continue to grow and become the #1 comedy podcast in Greece. It's everything that we want to be.
Absolutely.
Quick question of the day comes from JJ Bartook out on Insta. Wants to know, if life were a video game, what would be the best cheat codes you would want to have? I immediately, for this question, was thinking, and for whatever reason, my mind went back. Do you remember like NFL Blitz? Like on
Yeah.
64?
Yeah,
I went back.
Bear. I played that.
It was like,
Yeah,
it was
I played after last episode. Yeah, you think I grew up playing the NFL Blitz game? Probably not, sir. I was too busy playing DDR in my basement. Okay.
Yo, can we
Yeah,
talk
no,
about that
I
real
was-
quick? Were you like a DDR? Were you one of the people who like knew every move to every song?
Yeah,
Yo.
when I go to Dave and Buster's, I tear up that fucking DDR game.
Yo.
And people are like watching, and I'm just like,
What's your jam?
Yeah.
What's the go-to? If you had one
God.
that you had to show.
I is my little butterfly. That's right. You see me doing the feet?
Yeah, you're
I know
absolutely
what the
doing the
arrows
movement and
are.
everything.
Yeah, DDR, I think it was 2. There's different ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and it was an amazing workout too. I actually bought it a year or so ago, and I was like, I'm gonna use this to work out. I'm gonna get in shape. Now it's been sitting in my closet. I gotta fucking get that shit going.
There's two groups of people that always used to. I'm gonna use the word annoy me, but it's that, and then
Fuck you.
people who are really good at like Guitar Hero. And then they'd like come to a party, right? They'd come to a party
Yeah.
and then be like, "Oh, you guys are playing? Yeah, let me casually pick this up." And you always knew you were in trouble when like they had a different grip than the normal. Most people like hold it by their hip and like
No,
have
they
like
would take it and put their fingers up
yeah,
like
they're
this.
right up here playing it like they knew.
Or they would have it like this and they'd be like this. Da, 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 and I'm just watch
And they're
out.
using their like bottom part of their arm for the little crazy.
Ow.
So that's how I feel like you were with DDR. Like you were just
Absolutely.
practicing down in your basement, just getting ready for that one party you go to.
I had sleepovers, and I would have girls come over,
Oh.
and we would just play DDR all night.
Oh, Miranda, when did you get DDR? I've never played this. I've never played
let me
this.
try it.
Never. High score. What does that mean? Did I break it? Is it broken?
100 times combo? What?
But for me, NFL Blitz, the reason I bring it up is there's a cheat code in there that was like the big head code that just basically made all the players' heads super
Wait,
big.
what?
Like,
Okay, hold on.
No, different head. No, like consider like people like bobbleheads almost. Like they have these giant like heads. I think that'd be a really funny cheat code in real life. Like if life were a video game and just everyone was walking around with like a bobblehead. Is that just me? I don't know. Cool. Awesome.
I didn't want to say anything because I just wanted to let you go on your tangent. That was great. Keep going.
That's my bobblehead action.
Yeah, we're doing. Sorry, I'm dizzy now. Oh.
What cheat code?
That would actually be really funny. That would be hilarious. I'm going like more of like GTA route.
Oh, okay. Which one in particular?
You could cheat code and have a helicopter pop out right in front of you.
Got it. Okay, that's legit.
You could cheat code and you could put a shit ton of money in your bank account. Like you can like just use your cell phone, pop it open, and you could just be like boop, 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 boop. The helicopter one was huge though in GTA back when I used to play it. This was before it went big online and stuff. And I remember you could like get it and you could just so much fun. I mean, granted, I have to learn how to drive a helicopter. Actually, that's part of the cheat code. You automatically, it's ingrained in your brain how to fly.
It's your game.
Helicopter.
I feel like you get to build your own cheat code. I agree with you though. Like, yeah, that'd be a good one. Just having things pop up, and GTA is one of those fun games.
You can do cars.
Yeah, cars, motorcycles. To your point, money, weapons, items. GTA was one of those games that I feel like was built for cheat codes. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can play it for real, or stay with me. You can just make everything appear and just be a god in this little video game.
Yeah.
Which is the best thing for it.
I don't know if they still have those though. I mean, now that's online, it's bigger. Like,
I doubt they have it on the online version. I thought that 5 had it in the in-game where you could enter in specific cheat codes, but I think you had to go to the menu and like enable like cheat code, like mode almost. Yeah. So like the game knew you were trying to cheat, and it was just like
working on a new GTA.
GTA 6, coming 2022, I believe.
Ooh,
I'm super excited. They've obviously been pumping so much energy into the online, which has been
but
wildly
it's
successful.
Switch it up. You know what else is still big right now, and I didn't even realize it, is Cyberpunk. People are still playing it.
I'm honestly thinking about picking it back as soon as I'm done with Resident Evil, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I'm thinking my next game is going to be revisiting Cyberpunk now that they got the patch.
I've been watching keeping an eye on their Twitter, and they're still getting really high interaction of it.
I see. The other game I see a ton of people playing is Skyrim. It blows my mind when I see somebody playing with 200 viewers Skyrim, a game that was released 12 years ago, a decade ago.
Yeah, but that's such a niche, like niche, right? Niche.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you have to be a known Skyrim streamer to play Skyrim, unless you're a bigger streamer. You know what I mean? But
it just feels like to get the viewers more is where I'm like, what viewer is still looking? Because it's not like I'm gonna take Call of Duty.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm cutting you off again. I do that all the time. Did they have boobs?
Were they in
a hot tub?
It was a female, not in a hot tub though, and not wearing scandalous. She was wearing like a sweatshirt.
Okay.
Yeah, not like a scandalous. No, it's fair question. Fair question. No, but like I love Skyrim. It was the game I put more hours into than any other game. I love it. I just would never be like, yo, I'm going to spend 3 hours watching somebody else play this. Like it's such a slow paced kind of game that now is so well known that there's just not,
I never played it.
There's no surprise to it for me.
I wanted to play it. I think I watched an ex-boyfriend play it, and it was just, it was definitely not something that I feel like you have to play yourself.
Yep.
More of like a one-on-one experience, you know?
Well, there were certain games. So when I was married, my wife used to be a gamer, and she used to watch kind of everything that I played, at least to some extent. There are certain games that she loved to watch. Resident Evil 7 was one of those, right? That she wanted. She got pissed if I tried to play it without her there. She wanted to be a part of it. She wanted to watch it. She loved the storyline. It was great.
Yep.
Skyrim was one that she was like, "Yo, I'm done. I can't do this." Fallout 4 was another one. She's like, "I'm not doing it." It's just such a slow-paced game that's fun to play, but just it's terrible to watch.
Yeah. I hear you on that one.
Let's get into the news.
I want to know everything.
I want to know everything. What's the news?
Now, it's time for News and Noteworth.
News and noteworth from around the league in regards to gaming and content creation. The big one on the docket today, finally, the highly anticipated Resident Evil 8 Village was officially released. I got a chance to crack it open. Tails, you were saying you haven't yet? You're going to?
Haven't yet. What are your first impressions?
You're gonna love
without
it.
giving me any spoilers.
Yep. No. This is anytime we do a review, you guys know we do spoiler free. I'm not dropping anything that you wouldn't have learned from a trailer, or from just general gameplay, like screenshots and stuff like that. Obviously picks up right where 7 left off from a storyline perspective. They do have it's 3 years after the events of 7. They do have
so after the house, the whole
yeah, they have a cutscene at the beginning that recaps all of everything that happened in 7. So don't worry about, it was really cool for me because I before playing it went back and watched a video on YouTube that was recapping. It was like a 10-minute video.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad they did it because as a content creator, when I started it, I actually got the people that were viewing me got that same recap type of thing from the game itself, which was important.
Good. Yep.
It is less there. I say this with an asterisk because there's moments in it that are terrifying and I love it, but it's less survival horror than I hoped it would be. 7 to me was very survival horror-esque. This is a little bit more.
What do you mean by that?
Ammo is limited. There's a lot of moments where things are very dark, creepy. You're moving very slow, trying not to, make a noise or something like that.
Yeah.
7 was a lot of that. There's something, and there's elements to this that are that way, but overall as a game, it's very much ammo's not in short supply. You always have weapons. You can always fight your way out of most situations outside of some bosses and things like that.
So it's more of the story they're focusing on. Is that what it is?
Yep. Story is strong. There are elements in it that are big. But then there's other things that we can talk about off stream once you have a chance to play it.
Okay. That
were really saddening to me. There were elements to the game that were so strong that did not get enough timeline.
Okay. So right now, based off of first impressions on 7 and first impressions for this one, which one did you play?
7 blew me.
Holy shit.
7 blew me away. I would put it this way: 7 blew me away more as a complete game so far, and I'm probably so the game is built much like Far Cry 5 was, where it's almost like there's 4 kind of regions that you have to be working through and discovering, and then there's one final thing you have to do, just like Far Cry was. And so to that point, again, some regions are much stronger than others.
Okay, but for 7, the regions were the house.
Yeah, there's the family members.
Yes.
But it was much more to it wasn't like each region was so isolated, right? It was like, hey, I'm taking care of this family member.
How long's the gameplay? Do you know?
They say 12 hours or so, so I'd expect to beat it on the next time I run through it, which I haven't decided when that's going to be.
Wait, hold on. 12 hours?
Yeah, campaign. It's pretty short. 10 to 12. I'm about 8 hours in, and I'd say I'm through 3 regions already. And I fucked around for a while.
Hold on a second. Resident Evil 7 is about 9 hours for the main story. What?
Yeah, it's about right.
I thought Resident Evil 7 was longer than that.
No.
Maybe because I kept dying.
If you play the way I play, like I'm one of those people, I'm not a completionist when I play games, but I definitely am trying to do all the puzzles, get the best weapons. So I'm messing around a little bit. Like if I pick up a treasure map and it says that there's a treasure somewhere, like I'm going to go discover that treasure.
Yeah, this says 22 hours for completionist for Resident Evil 7.
But 7 had a lot of those, like you have to find all the little dolls and shoot them type things.
I think I died a lot. That's why it took me long. And I streamed it. I played Resident Evil 7. I played a lot of the Resident Evils on stream, And 7, I remember playing, and that was back when I was growing, and I want to say I was at like less than 100 viewers. I think it might have been before I was partnered too. So it just kind of brings it full circle that The Village is coming out, and came out, and I get to play that on stream. It's just going to be really awesome to see the numbers and see where we are now compared to when I played the 7. But
you'll enjoy it. I played it fairly intoxicated. I drank about half a bottle of tequila throughout the night. So like going back to your question though, I think 7 was more I'm great. 7 was.
You hate scary, so
I do. I hate it. Yes. But that's why like it's not as survival. Like I didn't get scared enough, but then there's moments in the game that are. It's more roller. There's highs and lows. Okay. 7 was more consistent.
I'm playing it tomorrow. Tuesday. So
you'll enjoy it. This
will come out. This episode will come out, and then next episode we'll talk about it more.
Yeah. We can have a recap.
Okay.
Overall, as far as a ranking where I'd give it right now, I'd say it's probably about a 7.9 for me. Like it's not quite in the 8s where I'm like, this was super memorable, but I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay.
If the end of the game is. If it has a strong ending, that's going to be the thing that pumps it into the 8 for me. So far, it's very enjoyable. If it concludes itself well, if the gameplay remains strong, I might bump it up into the 8s. But for right now, it's a 7.9 in my book.
Okay, fair.
Other news: Discord officially announced that they are partnering with Sony, which is actually really big news. If you guys aren't content creators, you may or may not know what Discord is. Hopefully, you do because you're in those communities. It's basically an online computer-based communication platform.
Very important. Important.
It's great for building a community. 100%. But the other part of it that's really important is a lot of PC players use it for their communication elements, right? Like you're one of those people that whenever you play a multiplayer game, instead of using the in-game comms, it's easier for you to use your PC-based communication system. This is very common for console players, which if you guys don't know, like I'm a console player, I play on Xbox. This can be challenging for a lot of people because if you're on Discord and I'm not, I have to rework my audio to come from different places to make it happen.
I used to play console, so I know that the audio is audio and streaming just in general is very fucking tricky. It is the most complicated thing. It took me like when I first started streaming, it took me 6 months to figure out that my PS4 didn't have an optical port, and I tried other mixers, it just never worked. So I wasn't able to do in-game. I always had to do Discord. You just have to like reroute stuff. It's such a pain in the ass, especially if I don't know, but you can stream directly off of your console, right?
Yes, you can. Yeah. Both PlayStation and Xbox have like Twitch applications that allow you to stream directly from there, which is a really low cost opportunity for people who want to get into streaming but don't want to spend the upfront money, which I 100% recommend. One of my best buddies that I play with built his community starting with literally just the Xbox app and now has a full PC built and all that because he used the money that he earned in the community that he built to reinvest it back in. But there's never been a Discord app that is fluent. So hopefully this is the step towards consoles starting to get that opportunity that we can be on a Discord communication server from our console over to PC.
That's going to be really cool, and especially if you're a console player, it's going to be pretty awesome. Now, let me ask you this: I know you said that you've tried PC and you didn't like it. Have you ever thought about doing PC, but doing controller PC and not going through console?
Mouse and keyboard wasn't my problem. My problem with PC gaming was this: when I play right now not on the Xbox Series X. I actually have one coming, but I'm still on the Xbox One X, the nicest one that was there. Yeah. So I game and I have been gaming in 4K always. My stream, because I built a PC, plays in very high resolution. I'm at like 6,000 bits in 1080 on 60 frames per second with my stream, which is overkill. But I have people all the time telling me my stream looks great. The problem when I switched it over was because it was a single PC, I had to pick one or the other. I either had to game in a lower resolution or lower my stream quality, and I wasn't willing to do it. And I was like, why would I make that sacrifice or make that decision for the sole purpose? Like, is gaming on PC so much more elite that I feel like that's worth it? And the answer for me was just no. Like, I just didn't bother me that much.
I think down the road, though, when you start to evolve your
I'll go to a dual PC.
Yeah, I'm saying from a perspective where I went from console to PC, even on one PC, because trust me, I definitely took a hit. That's why I'm happy I'm running 2 PCs now. It just makes things so much easier when your PC and everything's going through your PC game. You don't have to like turn your console on, I remember I used to always have issues with my game capture in regards to like, I knew it was my laptop couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And like, because I had an external and you always have to plug it in, plug it out, plug it in, plug it in, you know,
Yep.
and all this stuff and playing around with it. And then my PC was just shit in the bed. So I just always had issues with it.
Well, see,
but
and that's what I
yeah.
started on was a laptop. And like, I go back to like my early TikToks. Literally, I had a laptop, I had a capture card, to your point, because the laptop
yeah.
was mobile. I'm plugging in things didn't connect. Ever since switching to a standalone PC, which, I mean, this is a $1,700 PC. It's got excellent pieces in it, specifically built for handling streams. I haven't had any issues, which is nice.
You got time, but I mean, I would say
I'll do it eventually.
You're gonna hit a point where like you're gonna want to play certain games and you're not gonna be able to because you're not on PC to do
Correct.
it, or you know what I mean?
Correct.
I highly recommend for but to go dual PC, you have to be really, you know, depending on where your career's going. I mean, I don't recommend people buying dual PCs in the beginning. Absolutely not. I mean, you know, you just got partnered. You have more of a reason to now than ever. But for people that are smaller streamers, unless you have the fun cash money that you want to spend and do a really awesome sick setup, I always highly believe on if you want to start streaming, you know, see how it goes first before you start putting so much money into it. You don't want to waste unless gaming is something you do for fun, regardless of stream or not. But like, you know, don't go off and buy like $1,000 camera to get you started if you don't have the money to do it. Wait till you see if it actually can be a reality for you. I obviously think it's a reality for you, Bear. All I'm saying is, you know, it's a little bit hard to get used to doing dual PCs. I'm not gonna lie, the audio and everything. I got to cable manage my wires because they're all over the place. But once you get the hang of it, I definitely since switching from the only thing I will say, and if I do were to get anything, is I would get a PS4 or the PS5.
So I have a new Xbox on its way, which I'm excited for.
But with PS5 is that PlayStation, we talked about this before, are just stepping up their fucking game with the games they're coming out with. Because I want to play that new Spider-Man. I want to play those games that are only exclusive to PS5 that is not on anything else. That's the only other console that I'm possibly interested in plugging into my system and get that going.
See, and that's kind of what I do with PC is when there's a game that is only on PC, like I'll stream it. So for instance, a great example of this was like Among Us, or also, what was the other one? Fall Guys, where they were great comedic games that were...
What happened to that game? What?
I mean, it had its novelty, you know what I mean? And then it kind of wore out. But like those are two games that were PC only that, I had to play on PC. And to your point, I just went controller on PC, which wasn't an issue.
Yeah, and those games are small enough that they shouldn't fuck with your stream.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, I was able to play just fine.
You can't do Call of Duty though. You can't play big games like that.
And that was the issue. Is when I played Call of Duty, I ended up either
fucking blows, dude.
I either had to lower my output on my stream, which I hated, and it's what I'm giving you, right? It's my product, so I have to make a shittier product, which I wasn't willing to do, or start gaming in basically 1080, which if you've been playing in 4K and go to 1080. It drives you nuts.
Yeah.
So that was it. Speaking of exclusive games, though, Fable, which is a huge Xbox exclusive, was one of the first Xbox games that came out. Obviously, has had a long-standing, been a while since they've ever built it. Has a brand new version coming out, being built for next-gen consoles. It was confirmed. And the thing I love about this is they're using what's called the Forza Tech engine, which is the game engine that it runs on. That means that it's just going to be gorgeous. Did you ever play the Fable games? Did you ever?
No. Who's the main character? Like, what is it?
So
like...
the concept behind it, there was different characters each time. The concept behind it was one of those games that there were 50 moments throughout your storyline that, depending on how you played it, would alter the future. So you chose to save this person versus kill them. How does that play out? You chose to
become human.
Yeah, do this mission versus not. And so it was always built around the decisions that you make. And obviously, I think there was 3 of them, and then like a subset series that wasn't as popular.
What time period is it set? Like, what's the world? Is it like
medieval kind of time frame?
Medieval.
But
okay,
it's not. Like there's magic, there's wizards and witches and goblins and ghouls.
It's
fantasy.
Magical.
It is. Yeah, it's very, very magic world. Yes.
And warlocks and witches.
So, I mean, it's interesting to hear, number one, that they're rebooting the franchise because it was widely popular. And then number two is that it's going to be on one of the best engines possible for graphics. We'll see. Building it for next gen.
I probably won't play it, unfortunately. You said it's not on PC, right?
It will be on PC. So anytime that an Xbox exclusive, because Xbox is owned by Microsoft, usually Windows gets it.
PC. Okay.
It's PlayStation that gets the boot and
Got a
Nintendo.
good story.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And the last piece of news I got for you, NBC announced that, I'll just see this. NBC is bringing the Olympics over to Twitch. And the reason why this is interesting is NBC, obviously a major network. The Olympics were supposed to happen last year, but because of COVID got delayed. Now you have a major network that is bringing exclusive content onto Twitch. This is just showing the validation of what Twitch is.
Here we go, guys. Here we fucking go.
Long-term potential is huge on this because this is starting to bring to question, like, hey, 5 years from now, is Twitch a network? Right?
Oh, it's absolutely going to be a fucking network. You just
That's
watch.
huge.
They're going to be coming up with, they already have game shows. It is a network. It's going to be a network. There is no doubt in my mind. The fact that they partnered with NBC, huge. You're going to start seeing Twitch. Twitch is only going up, dude. And it will always be one of, if not, it is the top streaming platform, period. Mm-hmm. It really is. And so if you are looking to start stream or doing anything, start it fucking now. This is your sign. If you've always wanted to try it, do it now because you're going to regret it in 4 or 5 years when Twitch is booming. I hope not only will they be a network, but I really hope they start going down possibly the path of like YouTube. I think that would be really fucking cool too. Because YouTube does have live videos already. They're just not known quite for that aspect of it yet. Mm-hmm. But imagine if Twitch also then relayed into your VODs or even uploading videos for ad revenue and like you could do what YouTube does. Then it would be all in one. You wouldn't have to, I don't know.
You wouldn't have to cross edit over and all that.
You wouldn't have to.
Yeah, that's
you
where it
could post all.
challenging.
You could basically Twitch would be like YouTube and you like grow. So then your Twitch following would actually hold more value and I don't know. I think that would be really cool. But to go up against YouTube it's
a beast. I think it's so cool though to think about like, hey, as these other networks bring this over here and it becomes more viable, like the fact that you're building a community on top of that is going to be. I mean, I almost like if you really believe that it's going to be something big, you really believe it's going to be a massive thing 5-10 years from now. That's a household name. You're almost like investing in Microsoft before it went anywhere. Right, where you've built a community on a platform that's going to be 10 times, 100 times the size, and that's only going to continue to give you opportunity to grow, where you're in the top 1% of people that are doing this already. As new faces, as new people come to explore this and discover it, you're going to have the established community, right? It's like, again, like TikTok. Like people who were on TikTok way before it really took off had a gigantic leg up over people who are, let's say, getting in now.
I saw this, actually, I know we're going off, but I saw this video the other day about TikTok algorithm and how it works. And I just wanted to say this really quickly because I find it so frustrating. And I know we talk about, sorry, we're going off. We'll get back to that, but I think this is really important. So I don't know. I guess these guys interviewed the engineers behind the TikTok algorithm, and this is what they said happens. They said that when you post a video, for the first 2 hours, it gets sent out to a small batch of people based on those, though not specifically even talking about your followers. So it doesn't fucking matter how many followers you have, by the way, on TikTok. It doesn't matter depending on how well your video does. But in that small batch, depending on how that small batch reacts, if it goes well, it will get pushed off to the medium sized. And then based off of how that does, it gets whatever. For me, it's just disappointing that it's not more of like other platforms based off of who you following is what content you see.
Yeah, but that's the double-edged sword there is that's what makes TikTok so discoverable, right? The ability to become discovered.
But it still should share your follower viewership. There's no reason why if someone has 1 million followers that they're getting 20,000 views on that video.
Yeah, but again, the counter to that is, so I follow, I forget how many, let's say 500 people, right? Which is actually a pretty low number on TikTok. There's people that follow thousands.
Yeah.
But let's say 500. If I flip up and all I see is new content from people, because that's what it is. I would never get new discoverability from other content creators.
But you have to think about it this way too. How long do you spend on your phone? You say you have out of those 500 creators, you have, we'll even say 250 create new videos. Going through 250 videos, how long does that take? What's the average time span? There's people that can spend up to 5 hours on TikTok scrolling.
But then you
right?
got to think about how long down the line do I have to get until I start. And I think
I think it should be a healthy mix, though. I'm not saying it doesn't have to be, but I'm just saying that.
Well, and they
you
did
work
this.
you work to get those followers. So granted, there is a discoverability on that end of things, but I still feel like what's happening is it's not getting pushed out to your follower base, though. It should be. And then it can be your followers, it can be your followers' choice to look through their following TikToks or the discoverability TikToks.
Which is kind of what it is, though. I mean, there's a following side and then there's an FYP.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I don't think it's fair, and you hear creators talking about it all the time, that your videos, you can have such a large following that your followers won't even see it. Yeah. Like, it's not, what's the point of getting followers if your followers are not even going to be able to see it? Unless they're obviously interacting a lot with it. But what's the point of having 1 million followers if only 20,000 of them are going to see the fucking video? They're following,
when it pops up on their page is when it's going viral. I think it gets priority. So when I open up the app, if I open up the app right now, I almost guarantee you the first FYP that pops up is somebody that I follow that their video is doing well. A lot of times I open up and it's your content for the day or the one you posted earlier that's getting views. And because I follow you.
Wait, on your For You page or your following?
The very first one on the FYP, yes.
Okay.
It's usually someone I follow. But to your point, that's one of what? How many content creators do I follow that upload daily? I mean, most of the people that I follow them because they're content creators.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was, I mean, it's interesting. I get it. And I'm just saying the discoverability on TikTok is fantastic. You continue to grow, but it's you have to consider this. Then it's a revolving door. So just because you have 1 million followers doesn't mean. So it's okay, so every day you can gain 1,000 followers, but that's 5,000 less views. People aren't looking because it's a rotating. It's what's happening right then and there in the moment versus people that your followers, which you're taking time to build up your following base, will continue to look at. Like YouTube, you post a video, your views continue to go up because people continue to see it. They get the notification, whatever, blah, blah, blah. TikTok is more of here's at the time what's going on, and based on that viewership at that specific time will
correct 100%.
Do you see what I'm saying?
It determines this, but that's why successful TikTok creators, we know when do I post my videos. It's the exact same time almost every single day because that's when the viewers happen. Yeah, I mean, again, the counter, Instagram Reels is the opposite, right? If I go to Instagram Reels,
I've never used Reels.
Yeah, it's because and they're fixing it slowly. The algorithm has been changing. I'm seeing more and more people talk about how their videos are being discovered more than they used to be. But Instagram Reels used to be based on followers got the views. So if I went through my Instagram Reels, you'd flip over and see every single profile that I'm seeing has 10,000, 100,000, 1 million followers already. And it's prioritizing that because the people that follow are the ones that are seeing that content and interacting with it. I'm not getting a great clip from somebody and I flip over and they have 40 followers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just, that doesn't happen, but that does happen on TikTok.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword. There's no right answer.
True.
Anyways, last few minutes. Let's hop over. Let's do the mailbag real quick.
Go.
We got some good ones. Where's my
Mail came.
The mail is here.
You know whose mailbag that is?
I do.
You got questions? We got answers. Time for the mailbag.
Mail.
I love it. Pickle Me Timbers, which is a real name. Pickle Me Timbers on Instagram. This is a really funny one. So first thing you need to do, this is kind of a multi-level question. Okay.
Do I have to stand up?
No.
Oh,
first thing you got to do.
I feel like I had to do something. Okay.
Think of a product. Name a product for me.
A bidet.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now name the absolute worst name you can think of for that product. Like a brand name.
Shooter.
The poop shooter? I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
The shit flyer.
I love this. Offline was thinking through a bunch of these, and it was just like, I didn't go that route. I thought about like mayonnaise.
Oh.
And then I was
Semen.
like what would be the worst name for mayonnaise? Is just like
globs of goo.
Liquid lard. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
What does mayonnaise even come from?
I like poop shooter.
Poop shooter for the bidet, yeah.
There you go. Now you're locked in.
Yep. That's awesome.
Barry on Twitter wants to know, with the release of Resident Evil 8, what's the next big title you're excited for?
I don't really know the schedule. I was actually just going to look it up. I don't really know the games that are coming out this year.
I looked at the list. I think so. I looked at a list. I think that the
Far Cry. Sorry,
that's
Far Cry.
100% the game that popped out to me that I think we're both big on both of our lists.
I love Far Cry. I've always loved Far Cry. I don't care what anyone says. I know some people shit on it. I love Far Cry.
Certain games have been better than others. Like Far Cry New Dawn or whatever was terrible, but Far Cry 5.
I didn't play the New Dawn.
It was supposed to be stupid, but 5 was excellent.
Oh yeah, because they had the cameo of what's that guy's name? The actor was the main villain. The whole cult aspect. Everything about Far Cry 5. It was aesthetically pleasing. The music, I literally would just leave the home menu up to listen to the like, country twangy really when I played that game, I genuinely felt like I disappeared from whatever was going on in my life, and I really actually was in this valley of very outdoors, like kind of outdated, you know what I mean? Like it just was such an amazing game. That will always sit with me.
The perfect blend of video game and like nonsense as well, though, because like to your point, they did such a good job creating this world and having you be a part of it. The villain was excellent, the storyline was excellent, but then there's just enough ridiculous, like a bear named Cheeseburger following you around. Like it's just enough ridiculous to make it fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah. Did I like that they might have brought a little bit of politicalness into the end of it? Maybe not so much, but I think it was really interesting to see that. But yeah, I'm excited for the new one. Yep. The main character in the new one is obviously a well-known actor. I don't know his name, but he was in
the guy from Breaking Bad,
and he has his own show, Los Pollos or whatever. And he's been in a lot of stuff, and he's a phenomenal. He was in the new Star Wars, Mandalorian. He was in that. He's fantastic.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. Yeah, he's so awesome. Good.
Yeah.
We'll do one more. Lauren from Instagram wants to ask, what would be the creepiest thing you could say to a passenger, or you could say while passing a stranger on the street?
Nice cock. Nice cock.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
You know what I told my mom? I went out to I just random.
Did you tell your mom nice cock?
No, I didn't tell my mom she has a nice cock. No, we went out to do a Mother's Day brunch yesterday with me and my sister and my mom. And remember when we did that stream and I called you at the end of my stream and I was either tipsy, I was out of it, and we were doing bad jokes, like whatever. So I told him about what did one saggy boob say to the other saggy boob, and then this has been my favorite joke to tell people. I said, we better get some support or they're gonna think we're both nuts or something. And my mom and my sister started laughing so hard, like the people sitting around us in the restaurant were like looking at us, like giving us weird looks. I mean, we were crying laughing.
So good.
But craziest thing I would say to a stranger, probably.
I think nice cack is really good. Just like I'm nice imagining two people walking and just one person just whispers over to the other, nice cack.
Nice cack. No, I'm trying to think like what else though. Like what could you say that would be so? You could say something like, "All right, yeah, I'll see you at 8:00 for dinner" or something. I don't know. Make them just be like, "What the fuck?"
Like to me, it's the same thing I do in like Call of Duty when there's like specifically like if we get the dub in Warzone and you get the final like I always try to start the like as soon as the comms come on with like we're mid conversation with something I mean, we went to visit the doctor and he just says that there's nothing to cure what she gave me, and I'm really worried about it because it's starting to really burn. Like just at the end of a game, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, that would be so fucking funny. Dude.
I went to get coffee. This is also a true story. I went to get coffee on Mother's Day. So I was going to cook my mom. My brother came over. We were going to do like a brunch over at her place. So I go to this coffee shop. I'm leaving out, and while I'm walking out, there's two girls. They're friends. They got a dog. She goes, "Come on, Dig," calling to the dog. So I'm walking in the same direction as them, so I get to hear a bit of this conversation while I get to my car, and she goes, "Yeah, it's a really unfortunate circumstance because we just chose the wrong name for our dog." And the friend goes, "What do you mean, Dig?" And she goes, "Well, the full name is actually Digger, and we didn't think it through." And just
I was literally just gonna say the dog's name is Dig. That is a horrible name for a dog.
Yep, and Digger's even worse.
That is a horrible name because if you're screaming at your dog, people are gonna say you're saying something. I was just gonna say. It's so bad. That's so funny. I actually have a friend who has a cousin who lives down south, and his name is Digger. Like that's his name. Yeah. That is not great.
I applaud the owner for staying with it. Like most people would just change names and they're like, "Nope, we're pot committed at this point." It is what it is.
Oh God, they have to definitely have a nickname though for their dog because
apparently they went with Dig.
No way. Oh, that's still not the greatest either. I was going to say something, but I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm going to wait. Yeah, that's not great.
We'll push that aside. You guys, this has been episode 9 of the podcast, the truth episode, the honesty episode. You got to see a little bit behind the curtains as far as how we work. Hopefully you guys find value out of it. Just know, you guys, if you're dealing with anything like that, you are absolutely not alone. I know inside of our community, I'm sure Tails is the same way. There are so many people that are wanting to reach out a hand and extend, people that are dealing with shit inside of their lives. If you guys need anyone to talk to ever, don't hesitate to ever speak up. You're not alone in whatever battle you are fighting. Always know that there's love and support and people that are here to help you. That's part of what makes the gaming community as special as it is there's just so much. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here for episode 9. We'll be back next week for our big episode 10. We'll try to plan something special for it. Until next time, guys, I hope you all are staying safe, staying happy.
Until next time. Nice cack.
Nice kick. Happy gaming, guys.
Bye.
That was another episode of the Bear and Tails podcast.
You want more?
Oh my God, I would love some.
I need it now!
Make sure to subscribe and share and catch both Bad Bear Gamer and Sweet Tails live on their streams out on Twitch.
We're just big vibes, you know what I mean?
I hope you guys enjoy it.
Don't forget to follow the show on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram
at Bear and Tails Podcast.